Amazon's dreams of a second headquarters in New York City are dead. A swift local backlash against plans for a sprawling Long Island City campus proved enough to kill the project. But really, Amazon probably should have seen this coming all along. Here's why. When Amazon first launched its HQ2 contest to find a home for its next headquarters in 2017, the company played it up like it was this kind of game. You could send in your bid to get Amazon to come to your town. And Amazon responded in kind. They sent cheeky tweets. Dallas, love the creativity. Thank you, Colorado. Of course, Amazon isn't the first company to ask for money from states or cities in exchange for a promise of jobs and development. That kind of thing happens all the time throughout the country. Just check how your local sports stadium was paid for. But what was new about HQ2 was how Amazon played it like it was a PR stunt. The messaging that this is corporate benevolence. Amazon was offering tens of thousands of workers to transform a city, all in exchange for, well, make us your best offer. Of course, we know now that once Amazon did pick New York, all hell broke loose. People found out how much their local government was paying a company led by the richest man in the world. They found out about the helipad. And after all of that, any goodwill Amazon was hoping to achieve evaporated into smoke. In New York, there were protests.
They want to give more corporate welfare to billionaires that don't need it.
Prominent city and state politicians soured on the deal, and a city council hearing turned into Amazon's worst nightmare. Concerns about rising housing costs, about an already strained infrastructure, about Amazon's treatment of unions, all were laid bare. Even with Governor Cuomo firmly behind the deal, with public polling in New York actually looking good for Amazon, local politicians in New York City, by and large, were opposed to the deal. And that turned out to be enough to make Amazon back out. For a long time, Amazon thought that a city's residents would welcome the opportunity to pay it billions in subsidies. But that shows just how unprepared tech companies are for their new reality. For years, tech companies avoided public and regulatory scrutiny by upending industry after industry and offering us these amazing innovations at little or no cost. It seemed like they could do no wrong. But after a punishing 2018 for big tech, the rose-colored glasses have come off. Cambridge Analytica, data hacking, online harassment, union busting, antitrust concerns, all of those have bubbled up and combined to inform a public sentiment that's a lot different than it was even 2 years ago. Now you have politicians like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez who have taken up the fight against big tech and have given the backlash a prominent voice in D.C. Now tech companies are on the defensive. Their CEOs are being called to Washington for hearings, and antitrust regulators are mulling actions against big tech. The backlash against HQ2 came from a combination of the larger public sentiment of big tech turning sour with the very local concerns of what Amazon's presence would do to Long Island City. Now, the broad public backlash to big tech might be fairly new, but the concerns about housing and corporate handouts, unions, all of those aren't new. Amazon could have seen them coming. In 2017, Amazon thought it would be welcomed with open arms. In 2019, it's running away.